This is Gojo's Hollow Purple.
術式順転青術式反転赤挙式紫
And I'm going to show you how you can make it in Roblox Studio. I will explain each step in the simplest way possible. Gojo's Hollow Purple is the most popular move in the entire anime. If you ever wanted to make a Jujutsu Kaisen game, it is a must. You will learn how to set up the VFX so it's ready to be scripted, how to make it key activated, how to animate blue and red using tweenservice, and so on. Now let's start the video. Okay, to create the ability we need VFX. So you can either go to the toolbox and just search Hollow Purple VFX, and you'll probably get it over here. Or you can create VFX of your own, or you can go to the description and get my VFX. Here we have Hollow Purple, we have red, we have the fusion, and we have blue. So basically we need to disable all this VFX before we can use it. So to do that, go to your VFX, click on the little arrow, open all like the attachments that have VFX in it, and just like select everything. And in filter properties, search for N, enabled, and turn all of them off, and it will slowly disappear. You don't need to do this for fusion, just do it for like blue, red, and purple. Select all of them and disable them. Okay, now so move the folder inside server storage and it will just disappear. We're going to get out of server storage later in script. So now we need our sound effects. So now let's get our sound effects. To do that, just open the toolbox in home. Go to audio. Just search any sound effects you want to play when like the purple, blue, and red appear. Press insert and rename it. Rename this to fusion. So basically do this for all the sound effects. And now we need to make our script. So go to starter player and starter player scripts and insert a local script. Call it Hollow Purple Client. And just delete the placeholder code. And in replicated storage, create a remote event. And call it Purple Remote. Now in your script, we're going to do local UIS is equal to game get service user input service. So basically user input service is needed to detect clicks. Like if we press E, we want the user input service to detect that. Now do local RS is equal to game get service replicated storage. Now we're going to get the remote event that we just created. So do local remote is equal to RS wait for child purple remote. So basically what we're saying is inside replicated storage, there's a purple remote and we need to get that. So we're storing it in a variable called remote. Now do local player is equal to game dot players dot local player. So basically we're just getting like the player. Now do UIS dot input begin connect function and input comma process. So basically we're saying if the player has pressed an input, then connect it to a function with input and process passing. So if input dot user input type is equal to enum dot user input type dot keyboard and processed is equal to false, then input dot keycode is equal to enum dot keycode dot q or any input you want. Then so basically what we're saying here is if the player has pressed an input on their keyboard and it is and they're not typing in chat, then we want to continue to the next line of code. So in this line of code, we're basically just telling the game what we want the input to be. So if they press Q, then something will happen. Now we're going to get our character. So local char is equal to player dot character. If char then, so if there's a character, then continue. So now we're going to get the position of the player's mouse. So do local mouse pose is equal to player get mouse dot hit dot position. So basically we're just saying get the player's mouse and the position where the player clicked. Let's just define a variable for the player's humanoid root part. Basically what a humanoid root part is, inside every player there's something called the humanoid root part. It's basically like the roots of the player. Using the humanoid root part you can like play animations, deal damage, and like control the player. So do local HRP is equal to, we just move this down, equal to character dot humanoid roots part. Now we're gonna get the direction. So do local dir is equal to mouse position minus humanoid root part dot position dot unit. Now we do local look vector is equal to vector3 dot new dir dot x comma 0 comma dir dot z. Basically we're creating a vector3, which is basically like a 3-dimensional space, and we're passing in our direction dot x 0 position and our direction dot z. Okay, so now we're going to be creating something called the C frame, which basically stands for coordinate frame. Basically, it helps us control the rotation and position of objects. So do local new C frame is equal to cframe dot new hrp dot position comma humanoid root part dot position plus look vector. Go a line under and do remote fire server hollow purple new C frame. Basically what this means is we're taking the remote event and we're firing it to the server. So there are two things called client and server. Client is basically like the behind the scenes work of like detecting clicks and so on. And servers is actually the part where it gets showed on the screen. Example, VFX, playing sound effects, playing animations, and stuff like that. So basically we're just firing the remote to the server to say that this has been done, continue with the rest of the lines. And we're passing in hollow purple and our C frame and our new C frame variable that we just made. Now go to server script service and create a regular script. So this is going to be our server script. Call it hollow purple in brackets server. Let's just do print player in our hello purple client to see if the signal is getting received. Q. Yep, and our name shows. So our name is supposed to show in the output. This basically means that the code is being executed. If it's not showing, then your code is not getting executed. Now go to hello purple server. Delete print hello world. Okay, so now we're going to get something called the tweenservice. It's usually used for like making smoother movements or animations. So do local ts is equal to game get service tweenservice. Local rs is equal to game get service replicated storage. We're basically getting all our services now. Local server storage is equal to game get service server storage. So do local sound service equal to game get service sound service. Now let's get a remote event. Local purple event rs wait for child purple remote. Now go on a line underneath. Let's get our VFX. So local VFX is equal to server storage wait for child hollow purple. So basically what we're saying is in our server storage, we are getting our hollow purple folder, which contains all our VFX. So now do purple event dot on server event connect function player PLR, which is short for player, event type, and arg1, which stands for argument1. So basically what we're saying here is if the server has received our amount that we fired, then connect it to a function with PLR, event type, and argument1 passing, and continue. Okay, so now it would be pretty cool if we did the animation while we were getting the blue and while we were getting the blue and red. So let's do that. Just go to avatar, rig builder, R15, whatever. It works on any R6 and R15. Get a block avatar, put it down somewhere. Animation editor. Okay. Click on your rig. Name it something. Just animate however you want. Okay, now when you're done with the animation, click on publish to Roblox. You can just adjust the settings however you want. Save. Copy the ID. Close. Go to your hollow purple server script and create an animation object by clicking on the plus. And just put the animation ID in here. Now just do local loaded anim is equal to, hold up, wait a minute. So let's just do local character is equal to plr.character. Now do if event type is equal to hollow purple. Make sure it's spelled and capitalized same way it is in the client script, otherwise it won't work. Then, okay, now we load the animation. Character.humanoid load animation script square brackets quotation marks our animation name, which is just called animation. Okay, so basically what we're saying here is we're defining the character, and if the event type is of type hollow purple, which we added over here, then load the animation, and let's play the animation. Loaded, no. Play. So now the animation will play. Let's do Q. Yeah, our animation played. It's not very visible on my avatar. Okay, so now we're going to define a couple of variables. So these variables are going to be variables to store our VFX. So yeah, let's just do local purple clone is equal to VFX dot hollow purple clone. So basically we're saying in our VFX folder get our hollow purple and clone it. And basically do this exact same thing for all the VFX. So local clone is equal to VFX red clone VFX dot blue clone local fusion clone VFX dot fusion clone. Now go down a line. Now we parent it to the workspace. Parent basically means we put it inside the workspace. So right now it's in a folder in server storage. We're gonna put it inside the workspace and set their position to the player's position. So to do that we need to local blue C-frame is equal to character dot humanoid root part. Actually, instead of doing this every time, let's just make them the variable. Local HRP is equal to character dot humanoid root part. So humanoid root part dot C-frame times C-frame dot new. So we're creating a new C-frame, and 10, comma 3, comma 10. So we're setting the C frame to the player's humanoid root parts position and direction, and we're multiplying it by cframe.new and this value. So this value is basically like where the blue object will be in the world. So we're setting it to 10, 3, 10. So this will make it like behind the player. If you want it to be in front of the player, then you need to add a different value. Well, under a line and just actually just copy this. I forgot to do blue clone dot parent is equal to workspace. So this is the actual putting in workspace part. Now change this to blue. Change this to red. And instead of positive 10, we do minus 10 at start. And multiply this by cframe.angles math.rad30, comma math.rad180, comma 0. So this is basically so the red doesn't get offsetted or works weirdly. So basically we're just changing the angle of it. Red clone dot parent is equal to workspace. We put in the workspace. Now let's change this to purple. So now over here do 0, 2, minus 4. You can change the values of this. You can change the value of this to like whatever you want, so it fits your VFX. If you didn't use the VFX in the link in the description, then you'll have to set like probably different values so it doesn't fly off to different areas of your map. Now we're gonna do one for the fusion. So fusion. And this time we're going to do 2, 2, 11. I just realized I accidentally messed up my purple. This is better. Now let's create a bunch of tweens. Remember what I said before, where tweenservice is used to make smoother animations and movements. So basically now we're going to be using that for blue and red. So on 2 lines under, local blue tween 1. So if you're wondering why I named it blue tween 1, so basically we're gonna create two tweens each for blue and red, one tween for fusion, and one tween for hollow purple. So basically we want it to like slowly appear in. So do TS create. So we're creating a new tween. We'll tell what we want to tween, or what we want to like smoother or animate. So we're doing that to the blue clone. So tween info.new 2. So basically what this means is it's going to last for 2 seconds. enum.easing style dot quad. Easing is basically the animation movement or how smooth we want it to be. Changing the easing style will also change how it moves. So quad just makes it more smoother. Comma enum.easing direction dot out. Okay, so now we're gonna play our tween. So blue tween play. It's like the same way we play our animations. So weight 0.1. Basically, we're just telling it to relax for a while. So like everything doesn't happen at once. Now we're going to be enabling all our particle emitters that we disabled. So to do that, we do for I, v in pairs. So blue clone get children. We're getting like the stuff inside blue clone. Do if we is a beam or we is a particle emitter. Actually lose the extra M, add a T. Or V is a weld. Or we is a, I just realized I'm using the wrong is a. We need it to be capital I, not lowercase. Okay, so now this is the last one. If we is a point light, then, so basically we're saying if V is of type beam particle emitter veiled point light, then V dot enabled is equal to true. So whatever is inside, whatever V is, or whatever is inside blue clone, we're turning it on, like making it true. Else, V is a attachment, and V is a shape, then I meant else if, not. Basically, if you're wondering what a shape is, if you so basically depending on your VFX, this shape might be called something something else. It might not be shape. So so in our blue clone we have something called a shape. So what that is, it's basically like the circle or sphere. So if you're using a different VFX, then the shape will be like called something different. It might be called circle or something like that. So just like put whatever it's called in here. We find first child shape dot enabled is equal to true. So we're just turning on the sphere of blue. So now we're getting the other parts of enabling the other parts of V that was not mentioned over here. So for example, the trail and the bloom, we are turning that on. And like and everything else that has been like disabled, that's outside of the attachment or inside another attachment. So we're turning that on. Now come out of this for loop, and now we're gonna play the sound effects. So to do that, we need to do sound service dot blue, or whatever the sound effect is, play. Now do task dot wait 3. So we're waiting 3 seconds. So now do the exact same thing, but for the red clone. So let's just copy paste this. So red clone. Oh, you're supposed to do the tween. So yeah, just copy paste all this. Red tween 1. Red tween 1. Red clone. Now the stuff in the red clone is sort of different from the stuff in the blue clone, so we will have to adjust and change a couple more things. So okay, so I enabled all of these. Yours might be a bit different. Now just like play the sound effect. Go on a line under task.wait. Remember when I said we need to animate the blue and red 2 times? So now it's time we do that. Bluetooth 2 is equal to, local Bluetooth 2, ts create blue clone, comma tween info dot new 1.7 seconds, enum dot easing style dot quad, enum dot easing direction dot out, comma position is equal to, curly braces position is equal to fusion clone dot position. So basically it's just the same thing. We're just changing the duration of time. Instead of 1, we're changing it to 2. But the last part, we're basically asking it to move to where the fusion clone is. So yes. So yeah. So just copy this, paste it on the line underneath. Blue tween 2. Play. Now just change this to red tween 2. Red clone. And here do red tween 2. Play. So now both blue and red move towards the fusion clone. Task.wait 1.7. Blue clone. Destroy. Red clone. Destroy. So what we're doing here is we're just like removing the blue and red clone, And we're going to make the Fusion clone appear in the workspace. Fusion clone.parent is equal to workspace. So now we're going to be playing the Fusion clone VFX. Sound effects. So sound service dot fusion, or whatever the Fusion VFX is, play task dot wait 1.5 seconds. So now we're going to be destroying the Fusion clone. And now we're going to be bringing our purple clone into the workspace. So purple clone dot parent is equal to workspace. And now we're just going to be repeating the steps we did above, but for the purple clone. So we're going to be using a for loop. So for I, comma v in pairs, purple clone dot main attachment. So main attachment is basically the attachment where all the VFX is stored. All the beams, particle emitters, pointlates are stored. So as you can see here, this is my main attachment is called main attachment. So this is where like the main stuff is getting stored. So you just need to get that. For yours it might be different. So get children. So we're just getting all the things inside main attachment. Now just do v.enabled is equal to true. And now just enable the stuff outside the main attachment that's inside the purple clone, or the stuff inside the other attachments. So yeah, just do that. When you're done, go on a line underneath. So now we're going to be playing the purple clone's sound effects. So do sound service dot purple, or your sound effects name, play. Wait 1. So we're waiting 1 whole second. Local end pose. So local end position is equal to argument 1. On the very start of the code, we gave it argument 1 passing. So we're going to be using that now. Local start pose is equal to purple clone dot position. Now we're going to be calculating the distance that it takes from start pose to end pose. So do local distance is equal to brackets end pose minus start pose dot magnitude. So now do local speed is equal to 50, or the amount of, or like how fast you want the purple clone or hollow purple to travel between two areas. So I'm just going to set that to 50. Local player pose. So player pose is basically, we're just going to be getting the direction where the player is looking or player is facing. So to do that, we need to do humanoid root part dot C-frame. So now do local move direction is equal to player position dot look vector dot units with a lowercase u. And now do local direction is equal to move there times 200. So this is like where it's going. So now do local move distance is equal to 80. This is basically how far it will like go out into the world. So now go on 2 lines underneath. Local recast params is equal to recast params dot new. So basically we're creating something called recast params. So think of it as a hitbox surrounding our purple clone. Recast params dot filter type is equal to enum dot recast filter type dot exclude recast param filter descendants instances is equal to character get descendants, and now go on a line 2 lines underneath and do local duration, distance divided by speed. So how long it will last is distance divided by speed. So now we're gonna do. Now we're gonna tween the purple. So do local purple tween is equal to ts create purple clone tween info dot new duration enum the using linear, and now do a comma here. Now do position is equal to start position plus move there times move distance. So basically this is the position where we want it to go. Okay, so now do purple tween play. So we're playing the purple tween. And lastly, purple clone dot touched connect function. And we'll just do other part. So basically what we're saying here is if the purple clone is launched and it touches something, then we'll connect it to a function with other part passing and do local character is equal to other part dot parent and do local humanoid is equal to character find first child of a class humanoid. Now go down 2 lines. If humanoid, then if we got a humanoid, then humanoid take damage 100. So basically what we're saying here is if we touched a humanoid, then it will take then it will take damage of 100. So you can adjust the damage of how much you want, like 12, 15, just put like any value. I'm just gonna do 100. And now we will wait 3 and wait 3 seconds, and then purple clone destroy. We'll destroy the purple clone. Just remove like the destroy and wait part out of the touched event. So now go into your game and let's test it out. But before we do that, we need to make more like rigs. So just do that. Add that. Okay, so now we have an army of rigs. Let's test it out. Just go Q. Argument 3 missing or nil? Huh. At the very end of the blue tween 1 and the red tween 1, at curly braces transparency is equal to 1. Otherwise you'll get an error saying that argument 3 is missing. Oh wait, I forgot to do this. Local end pose is equal to end pose dot position. And change the recast params to the variable we made. Okay, and instead of like making it how it was previously, remove the local and do blue clone dot cframe instead of making it a separate variable. So blue, red, fusion, and purple, and it does damage. So that was how to make hollow purple in Roblox Studio. If you have any issues or errors or questions, comment it down below or join my Discord server. And if you want to know how to make a combat system like the strongest battleground, then watch the video on the screen. Alright guys, see you in the next video. I hope this helped. Bye bye.